This is the Flight Data Collector Group, and this is our Week 15 update. Over the past few weeks, we have rescoped our project down to a new one. Our new goal is to build a system that can handle 6 cameras and record them while attached to a drone. This will be much simpler because we will be able to work with camera protocols that are more documented, but will still provide enough challenge for us to see it as a whole capstone project. We think that this will be a project that is much more buildable to be a complete project at the end. We have made a lot of progress in the last few weeks, outlining blocks and interfaces, and in this video we will go over all the new blocks we have come up with.
The overall plan for our project has changed slightly in the past week. That being that now the Power over Ethernet injector and Power over Ethernet power supply are going to be devised as 2 separate blocks, as opposed to a Power over Ethernet injector and Power over Ethernet power supply that would be bought online. For this current first block, the Power over Ethernet injector, the PCB has been designed and parts for the Ethernet ports have been bought. These will be put together and ready for verification in the coming week. Alongside this, 4 different Ethernet ports are going to be available for cameras, which will all be supplied with 56 volts and 400 milliamps each. This will be taken from the power supply on the drone. Alongside this, the output Ethernet port will connect to the NVIDIA Jetson board and be able to take Ethernet data in from all 4 of the cameras simultaneously.
For this project, the 2 blocks I will be covering are the USB camera block and the storage block. The USB camera block's job will be to take up to 4 USB cameras, both Type A and Type C, and be able to record 5-minute videos from them. It's going to be adaptable so that it can take as many cameras are attached. The goal is to verify that it can do at least 4 with mixed types, but theoretically the program should be able to hold an amount more than that. The storage block is going to work with both of our camera blocks, both the USB and the GigE1, and take the data that they've recorded and put it on a solid-state drive. This solid-state drive will hold a lot more memory than the Jetson itself. That way we'll be able to store more. It will also be able to be set up so that we can move data from the solid-state drive to a USB drive so that the stuff can be taken off. Overall, the video data that we record should be 5-minute chunks of 30 frames per second for each camera. We're hoping to aim for 1080p on each camera at least, but we may expand into being able to do 4K. The blocks are coming along nicely, and we already have our solid-state drive installed, so hopefully within the next week we will have the storage block done, and we'll work more on the cameras in the coming semester. We already got the cameras to record some video though, so we're making steps in the right direction.
So this is Henry. So for this week, my block is control block, and then we bought the buttons from Amazon, as in it already delivered and able to test over the weekend. Also, I work on the coding on the Jetson we using C++, and I finished the code and it's working and is able to test. I already test the coding on the GPIO output and it's working. And then the circuit design is ready, and I'm able to test it over this weekend to test with the button, because I only test the GPIO output before. I didn't test the button. So for a circuit, I add a resistor to reduce the current and also the voltage, so it's able to send a signal into the GPIO, and then Jetson can receive it. So, and then we will see over the weekend if it's working or not.
So we have a few major changes to our projects these few weeks. We have completely changed our project scope and all of our blocks, and now I'm responsible for these 2 new blocks. The first one is the primary executable blocks. This will be the program that's controlling every single programs on the Jetson board. There'll be cameras, GPIOs, and output. all, all of that, and it'll be created as a systemd block service, so it will run on startup. And the second block will be the Geeky camera block, so you'll be just interfacing with the Geeky camera and be able to record camera stream from it. And from the picture here, you can see that we actually got our e-ink display today, and we are going to plan on using it to display user output. Stay tuned for further updates. Alright, so here's our next step. So tomorrow we are going to meet with Dawn, and next week we are going to meet with our project partner again to continue our discussion. There have been a few questions coming up and a few issues coming up while we are finishing up our first blocks. So the main thing for the week will be finish validating our first block. So our first block validation with Don's extension, we'll have to finish it tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. And we also have to finish our block completely for verification, which we're still working with Don for the specific deadline, but it should be sometime next week. And here is the timetable for our team this week. All right, bye.